this video I'm going to be showing you 10 effects in After Effects that you must know. These are some of my most used effects, yet I don't see many people on YouTube here to show them, so they are quite unpopular. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first effect I'm going to be showing you today is the 4-color gradient. It's very likely that you use the regular gradient ramp effect, and the 4-color gradient is literally the same thing but with just 4 colors. The reason why this is the first effect because there's a one specific unique way I use this effect a lot, just to create a neon animated outline. I like to use this effect with literally anything. The way you do this is, first of all, you select the rectangle tool and select a stroke only. I recommend using a very low stroke, like 4 pixels. Color doesn't matter. You're going to apply your 4-color gradient, put the points at each corner, and we're going to select, let's say, blue color for the theme. Now you're going to find the point 1, point 2, point 3, and point 4 and press this stopwatch icon at each of them. Now you're going to press U on your keyboard to open up your keyframes, and you're going to animate each point individually. I like to go 10 frames into the composition, select point 1, and go to the next corner. Select point 2, go to the next corner. So you're going to move each corner into the next corner, and you're going to do this 3 times. So this was the first one. Now it's the second time. And now is going to be the third time. And then you're going to go under 10 frames, and you're going to copy the first keyframes, because the 4th rotation is basically going back to the original position. So now we have animated the points going in the loop, but we have not looped the animation yet because it ends at some point, and you do not want to repeat all the keyframes into the infinity. What I like to do is go to the stopwatch icon, hold Alt button, and write loop out, and I like to go and copy expression only and paste for each point. So now we have infinitely looped this animation, and now you can add any glow you want. So there's a regular glow in After Effects, but I have the deep glow, which I like a lot. I'm going to use 200 radius, exposure like 0.4, and I like to go input and create threshold. And let's do something like 45% and go threshold smooth 100%. So now we have animated our neon glow outline thing, which I like to use a lot in my animations. Quickly before we get into the next effect, come and join my Discord server Arcane Editing, where I post exclusive tutorials only for my server members, so you can get better at editing, or just to get an access to me, to ask me questions, or just to chat with me. Now back to the video. Let's go to the next effect. The next effect is called Wave Warp. Now this is very straightforward. When you apply Wave Warp, it's going to animate the element or picture or anything that you apply this effect on, making it wavy. You can play around with the settings, but the way I like to use this effect is to apply it to 2 different elements. First of all, I like to add it to a dollar bill, and by just applying this effect for 2 seconds, I create this very beautiful look. And the second way I like to use this effect is to use it on flags. So this is an effect that is very simple to use, very easy, very quick, and looks very good as well. The next effect is called Roughen Edges. You've probably used the effect Turbulent Displays because that's what majority of YouTube tutorials teach you, and it looks very similar to Roughen Edges, but there's one big difference. When you try to use Turbulent Displays on any picture, it's going to distort both the edges and the picture itself, but the Roughen Edges just applies to the edges itself, so that's one of the reasons why I use this effect. I also like to use this effect for a simple animation. I go down to Evolution Options, select Random Seed, hold Alt button, press the stopwatch icon, and write time, multiply by, let's say, 5. So now we have a simple animation that changes this distortion on the border of the image. And there's also a second way I use this effect that is completely different to what I showed you right now. And the second way is to use a stroke, let's say color yellow, use mode, multiply. Now it highlights the black text on white background, which is used a lot in documentary videos. But the way that we are going to use the Roughen Edges effect on this specific animation is that you can see that this is just a regular rectangle. By using Roughen Edges and playing around with the settings I'm going to show you right now. So this is the standard settings. Here are the settings I used to create the marker style line. Here you can watch it again. The next effect is called Extract. This effect is for very specific use, but it's very useful when you need one. So let's say we have an image and you want to have just the elements of the image and remove the white background of it. So you can use extract and literally extract the white color from the image. So boom, white color extracted, and this applies on the black colors as well. Basically, it applies on any color of the image. If we are going to use this scale, and you can see a spike right here, we can also remove the logo of Cheesecake Factory itself as well. Next effect is called radial blur. So I have a video of mine right here, and radial blur, basically, if we make an adjustment layer and apply radial blur, it's going to create this fake shaky feeling, and we can animate it from 0 to whatever you want to create a feeling that it shakes up. But the effect itself is not what makes it look good. It's just an addition to what I like to use it with, which is to add motion tile. First of all, output width 125, height 125, mirror edges, place it at the top of the list. We're going to apply transform effect, slider control. We're going to press Alt key to position and write wiggle 25, comma, and select this whip tool and place it on the slider. Now, when we animate set the keyframe to slider to, let's say, 4, the screen is going to shake itself. So this is a good example of how you can combine effects together to create a look of that screen is shaking. Let's say we put it in 15, so now it's going to shake even more. We can put 15 and 15, and look at this, boom, it shakes. You can combine it with animating in and animating out to create some cool transitions like this. I think it looks very cool, by the way. The next effect is called Simple Choker, and this is one of the effects that is also very specific and very rare that you're going to be using it, but it's very helpful when you need it. So basically, Simple Choker will choke the contents of the composition, or it's going to expand it if you use a negative value. Now, this is super useful with the effect that I showed you earlier, which is extract. So I'm going to extract white from the image. And you can see that when we overextend the white color, it's going to extract both the white color inside of the image. And the way I like to use the extract with the Simple Choker to furthermore make the image look clean. So yeah, it doesn't look perfect right now because I've used this very bad image. But overall, this is very useful when you need something done quickly. Next effect is called Venetian blinds. There's one specific use I use it with, which is to create a VHS style footage. So let's say we have our, So let's say I'm going to be using the same exact video of mine. If we apply Venetian blinds and set the settings to 90 degrees, to transition completion to 10%, and to make width a little bit less, you can see that there's these lines that are quite similar to ones that you see on old TVs. And I like to use this effect with some of the effects above, which is tint. Map white to some kind of blue and set the percentage to 10, then curves, then blur a bit, just a bit, and then unsharp mask, and then the Venetian blinds at the very bottom, and at the end we're going to add some bit of glow. I'm not going to go super far into this, but basically you can see what it does. It creates these lines, and it can be used to create these VHS old TV slash looks. The next effect is called tritone. This is super good at specific cases where, let's say that you have a vintage light leak, burn transition for other people. By applying tritone, you can play with midtones, and that will change the look of the burn transition. So let's say that your video theme is red. By applying red color or some kind of red tint to midtones, now your burn transitions are red as well. This is much better than the regular tint effect, which doesn't look very well when you look at it. So this is the tint effect, and if we apply the tritone effect again, and it will look much better and much cleaner. But it can be done in various of ways. Let's say we have the same fucking video of mine, and by using tint, it obviously creates a tinted video, but it's not very useful when you want to go further beyond. By using tritone, we can experiment with the look of the video, so red, pink, whatever you want. The next effect is called CC block load. It's very simple to do. So let's say we have a text, doesn't matter. By applying CC block load, you can create these pixelated looks, and it doesn't work only on text. You can pixelate your screen to make it look censored. This is the effect you're gonna go with. The last effect is called optics compensation. If we apply optics compensation to an adjustment layer and press this reverse lens distortion, you can create this zoom effect, which can be used together with actual zoom ins, other effects to create cool transitions. So I'm going to show you quickly how I can use it together with other effects. Something like this. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more tips and tutorials, and I'll see you next time.